Этой земле миллионы лет истории, миллионы лет эволюции. Сибирь одна, она бесконечна, и она бесконечна. Енисей видел много, ему есть что рассказать. Он принес сюда жизнь, сделал наш дом таким, каким мы его знаем, сделал нас такими, какие мы есть. Он хранит великую мудрость природы. Она покоряет, дарит истинную свободу во сне и наяву, в небе и на суше, в горах и под водой. Она с тобой всегда. Здесь рождается настоящая зима. Кристалл за кристаллом. Именно здесь она вступает в свои права. Зима красива. И мы знаем ее как самих себя. Но человек был здесь не всегда. Когда пришло его время, Сибирь дала ему все. И мы знаем, как принять это, как двигаться вперед и меняться, как завещала сама природа. Как строить и никогда не останавливаться. Как смотреть вокруг, но не отрываться от дела. Как любить и гордиться своим домом. Как ставить рекорды там, куда многим не добраться. Как делиться своим богатством. Ведь Сибирь — это мы. Сибирь — это ты.
The mighty Yenisei River that crosses Siberia and runs through our host city, Krasnoyarsk. It plays a huge role in life here and will play a huge role in this opening ceremony. A very warm welcome to you from the Platinum Arena in Krasnoyarsk as we open the 29th Winter Universiade. I'm Alec Wilkinson. I can promise you that over the next couple of hours, a very Siberian, very Russian opening ceremony is coming our way. There'll be magical moments, musical moments, and of course, we'll get our first glimpse of the athletes who will create their own drama over the next 10 days or so. The line of these games, and you hear it and read it everywhere you go in Krasnoyarsk, is welcome to Siberia, welcome to real winter. So sit back and immerse yourself in a fairy tale land of snowflakes and hoarfrost and glistening ice. Siberia, I'm told snowflakes fall up to 30 centimetres in diameter, which sound very large indeed. And here they're looking to set their own record, creating these snowflakes in those costumes. They're 2-metre snowflakes. Through the Siberian landscape in the form of the 11 sports that will be contested here in Krasnoyarsk. Alexei Vorobyev, famous in Russia for appearing on The X Factor when he was 17.
Like any other morning, look out a window through my glassy eyes. Every day is the same old story, but every minute is a chance to change our lives. Always living like a ghost in the shadow, but we don't have to be alone. Now we dream about a night when we don't have to fight, 'cause love is all that matters. Though we come from different places, the world could either change us or we could change the world. 'Cause love is all that matters. Everybody just stop, listen to the silence. Can you hear your heart beat the same as mine? Love is all we've got to get. невозможность предела, когда любое дело ты делаешь любовью. Now we dream about a night when we don't have to fight, 'cause love is all that matters. Though we come from different places, the world could change us, or we could change the world. 'Cause love is all that matters.
Alex Sparrow written across his back. That's the translation, the English translation of his name, Vorobyev. Represented Russia in the Eurovision Song Contest a few years ago. You could probably tell from that song. He's huge on Insta. And he's getting a big cheer from the crowd here. Probably not as big a cheer as our next guest, though. Will be announced imminently.
Дамы и господа, приветствуем вас на церемонии открытия 29-й Всемирной зимней универсиады 2019 года в Красноярске.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening ceremony of the 29th Winter Universiade 2019 in Krasnoyarsk.
На церемонии присутствуют президент Российской Федерации Владимир Владимирович Путин и президент Международной Федерации университетского спорта Олег Васильевич Матыцин.
Please welcome the President of the Russian Federation.
Дамы и господа, просим приветствовать спортсменов-участников 29-й Всемирной зимней универсиады 2019 года в Красноярске.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes of the 29th Winter Universiade 2019 in Krasnoyarsk.
So here come the real stars of the show. The athletes that will be competing will be going head-to-head, team against team, for the next 10 days in Krasnoyarsk, on the mountains and in the ice arenas of the city.
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan out first. Obviously, they come out in alphabetical order, and the country represented by two alpine skiers here in Krasnoyarsk, Shamshad Nouri and Mochaba Shaidani.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Second time Argentina takes part in the Winter Universiades. But they've been a mainstay of the Summer Games since way back in 1959. They're here with the aim of adding Winter Games medals to their 5 from the Summer Games.
Armenia.
Single flag bearer for Armenia. Australia, better known, of course, for their success in summer sports, dare I say. They've won 167 medals in 24 summer Universiades. But they're here in strength too. And they take to the podium with hopes of adding a winter medal to their repertoire.
Austria.
Well, traditionally a powerhouse of winter sports. I think we can expect a few medals to go Austria's way here. Keep an eye out for some of these youngsters who will undoubtedly be star names of future Olympic and World Games.
Belarus.
22 athletes here from Belarus. They'll be competing across 4 of the 11 sports. They'll be competing in biathlon, cross-country skiing, ski orienteering, and freestyle. Belgium, with their small contingent, coming to compete in the mountains of Siberia. 760 women competing here, 990 men.
Brazil.
Here they come from the heat of Brazil. It'll be their 25th Universiade. They started participating in the Winter Games back in 1960. So a long tradition for the Brazilians.
Bulgaria.
Favourite amongst the crowd, the Bulgarians. And they hosted the second Summer Universiade in Sofia way back when. But they're here for winter medals. And also to have a good time. Let's not forget that.
Canada.
Well, ice hockey is Canada's most popular winter sport. It's most successful sport in international competition as well. And we've got 91 Canadian athletes here. 44 of them will be participating in the ice hockey. I was on the same flight as the team from Moscow. They had to take 3 flights from Montreal, those that set off from Montreal to Krasnoyarsk, and they have crossed many, many time zones to be here. But they've had a couple of days to recover. And yes, they are very serious about coming to win medals. But all those I've spoken to have also admitted, you know, it's also part of the game to get to know your competitors, get to know your teammates, and have a good time. And the team started well as well. The ice hockey team, the women's team yesterday beat China 10-0 in their opening match. So although we have an opening ceremony here tonight, the ice hockey and the bandy began in earnest yesterday evening here in Krasnoyarsk. If you think it's taking a long time for the Canadians to come through, wait till you see the Russian team.
People's Republic of of China.
Well, China's brought 83 athletes to Krasnoyarsk. They will compete in all sports except for 3: bandy, biathlon and ski orienteering. But they are certainly challenging for medals in all the others. The Chinese, of course, always hugely successful in the Universiade. They sit 5th for gold medals won in Winter Games overall. Now the music during this parade comes to us from Brother S, 2 DJs who are twin brothers. We'll get a shot of them later on, I'm sure. It's worth having a look.
Croatia.
Small team from Croatia. Of course, in some instances, being university games, there are students facing exams and haven't been able to come. Czech Republic. They were also in action last night. Their ice hockey team, the men's team, beat the USA 4-1. So good start to this winter Universiade for them. And the flags being presented to soldiers up on that podium. And you can see in the background the soldier marches up the steps. And they are lining up the flags, and they will form a perfect backdrop later on in this ceremony. There they are. I told you it was worth waiting for.
Estonia.
They participated at the Universiade since 1993, but first appearance for them at the Winter Games, that was 4 years later. Reasonably sized team here in Krasnoyarsk. They're taking part in 9 of the 11 sports, one of the most engaged teams out of the lot.
Finland.
Well, if there's a country that knows something about winter sports, it's this lot. 89 athletes from Finland competing in 7 sports over the next few days. A whopping 43 of the 89 will participate in figure skating. Watch out as well for their ski orienteers, who will be amongst the favourites for a medal. Not started too well for Finland though. They lost to Sweden 10-1 in the bandy last night. Well, the first ever Winter Universiade took place in France, in Chamonix in 1960. Back then, athletes from 16 countries took part. Just 5 sports. We have 11 in total in 2019.
Грузия,
Georgia.
Georgia make their entrance into the stadium. 58 countries here in total.
Германия,
Germany.
Well, Germany have 30 athletes in Krasnoyarsk. They've decided to focus in just 5 sports, trying to come away with medals. Alpine skiing, the cross-country skiing, figure skating, freestyle and snowboard for the German athletes. And looks like they'll be posting some videos on their social networks.
Гонконг, Китай,
Hong Kong, China.
Hong Kong. Of course, Krasnoyarsk seen as sort of midway across East and West Russia,
Hungary.
along that division line between Europe and Asia. And the Hungarians started well. Their ice hockey team beat Japan 3-2 last night. I wonder if they've been allowed to come to the stadium to enjoy the party, or whether they've been told to stay in their hotel rooms and focus, concentrate and recover from the game. This arena built especially for the games. It's a wonderful place. And what they can do with the stage, which is on the actual ice where the figure skating will be competed for, what they do with this later on during the opening ceremony is quite extraordinary.
Индонезия,
Indonesia.
Indonesia. From the heat of home to the freezing cold temperatures of Siberia, which, by the way, have not been as cold as predicted. They should be somewhere around -20 at the moment, but we've had a balmy -2 today.
Ирландия,
Ireland.
Sure, there'll be a few families in Dublin watching this, waving back to the TV.
Израиль,
Israel.
Италия,
Italy.
Must be a big contingent of Italians in the crowd. A big cheer went up when they were announced. But then they do have a rich history at the University Games. They hosted the first official FISU Universiade in 1959 in Turin. They've hosted many more, both winter and summer games since then. And in a few months' time, we'll be off to Naples, who host this summer's Universiade. We're talking about the weather in Krasnoyarsk. Well, very few cities on Earth have higher differentials between summer and winter. So average lows of -20, average highs of 25. You could argue it never really gets hot then. Now, Japan always do very, very well in the winter Universiade. real tradition in winter sports. And almost to prove the point, their women's ice hockey team came out with a victory last night in their first match of the games. It wasn't against just anyone. They beat the USA 2-1 last night.
Kazakhstan.
One of the biggest representations here, Kazakhstan. They hosted the 28th Winter Universiade in Almaty. And at those games, they took second place in the medal table. They are here to win, no mistake about it. Lovely outfits.
Republic of Korea.
Again, another country with a rich winter sports tradition. Hosts of the Olympic Games a year ago. And some of those athletes are here in this contingent. What you'll find is that many of the young athletes that were bubbling through the Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang last year are here, and they're here to prove themselves again, to prove that they will bubble through, they will make it into the senior team.
Kyrgyzstan.
You'll also notice the empty seats in the corner of the arena being reserved for the team, so they will fill up as we meet more and more of these teams. Some of those Latvian athletes in action last night in the ice hockey, beating Switzerland 6-4.
Livan, Lebanon. Liechtenstein.
So a couple of smaller teams just making their way onto the stage now.
Litva, Lithuania.
Around about 1,750 athletes competing in total. By far the largest number will be competing in ice hockey. No.
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg will be represented by just one athlete at the Games, Mathieu Oesch. He's not here yet because his alpine skiing event isn't until next week, so that's just a volunteer carrying the Luxembourg flag into the arena. What a night it is for her.
Mexico.
Republic of Moldova.
Mongolia, just south of here. I say just. Everything is relative in Siberia and Russia. The country is so huge. But their southern neighbour making its way onto the podium. Very keen to impress here in Russia. And as we'll find out later, the big Yenisei River that flows through the city rises in Mongolia. You get the sense that there's a real connection between that country and this region. The Netherlands have come in search of mountains. A rich tradition in skating, of course.
Norway.
And the Norwegians mean business as well. Winter sports are what they love, what they all do, and they're here to prove a point. Cross-country skiing, ski orienteering, biathlon. All sports to watch out for that Norwegian flag in. Philippines making their way onto the stage. Big round of applause for them. Krasnoyarsk awarded these games back in November 2013, and they've been working hard to put them on. And they've certainly created a fabulous arena for this opening ceremony and for the figure skating. 7,000 capacity. Again, another country with a tradition of winter sports, Poland, and a large contingent here representing their country from many universities across the country.
Portugal.
All athletes here have to be aged between 18 and 25. They cannot be older than 25 on the 31st of December 2019.
Romania.
A million people live in Krasnoyarsk, and they are all very excited about these games. There's no escaping the fact that there is a major sports event going on. We were welcomed by the mascots and the volunteers at the airport. There are posters everywhere, big screens everywhere. Serbians getting a big wave. Slovakia make their way onto the stage for their big moment in the limelight. Yes, a real atmosphere right across this city of 1 million people, the third largest in Siberia. Not much snow in the city though at the moment because of the rising temperatures this week. It's all gone, but not up in the mountains or on the or in the venues. I was up at the cross-country venue earlier on today, and apart from it being a lot colder than the city, there is lots and lots of snow still there, and it's looking, the tracks were looking absolutely perfect.
Slovenia.
Saw them being welcomed by a huge mascot, Laika the Husky.
Hispania. Spain. Швеция. Sweden.
Now, Sweden, these are a powerhouse of the Winter Universiade. Expecting a lot from them. They are expecting a lot from themselves. They've started in style. Their bandy team beat the USA 20-0 last night, and then they went on to beat their neighbours Norway 8-0. But they have real strength in depth right across the board of 11 sports, which, by the way, are divided up into 76 events in total. Those sports: alpine skiing, bandy, biathlon, cross-country skiing, curling, figure skating, freestyle skiing, ice hockey, ski orienteering, short track speed skating, and snowboarding as well. And we also have freestyle skiing.
Швейцария. Switzerland.
And Switzerland will be hosting the Winter Universiade in 2021. They're out here seeing how it's done, taking notes for when they host it in Lucerne in a couple of years' time. As you'd expect, a huge team. There are volunteers lining the stadium, lining the stage, getting the crowd into it. A lot of VIPs here tonight.
Tajikistan. Tajikistan. Thailand. Thailand.
Big destination for Russian tourists, I discovered whilst talking to a whole plane load going off to Bangkok for their holidays from Moscow airport the other day.
Turcia. Turkey.
Turkey looking to knock some of the bigger, more traditional winter sports nations off their perch. This could be the year.
Объединенные Арабские Эмираты. United Arab Emirates.
Fantastic to see so many nations represented here in Krasnoyarsk. Just the one athlete here, Zara Fadel Mohamed Lari, who will be figure skating in Krasnoyarsk. Now comes the United Kingdom.
Соединенное Королевство Великобритании и Северной Ирландии.
United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
"41 athletes in total from the UK, competing across a range of the different sports and disciplines. Of course, no bobsleigh or luge or skeleton here at these Winter Universiades. Traditionally, sports disciplines that Great Britain has won medals in the Olympics in the past. So here comes the USA, 83 athletes competing across 7 sports, although no alpine skiers here this time. There are some national championships going on which they have had to stay at home for. But the country in general has a huge tradition at the Universiade, dating back to some of the earliest of the games. And that's going to go on in the future as well, because Lake Placid will host the Winter Games in 2023. Takes a moment to get the big team through, because everyone wants to just stop for a moment just to get a selfie or a photo on the podium. So since becoming hosts of this event, Krasnoyarsk has either refurbished or built 10 competition venues in total. There's a brand new training venue, and it's interesting that the old training venue from the 1980 Moscow Olympics is still standing up near the brand new cross-country centre.
Российская Федерация. Russian Federation.
The team they've all been waiting for. Flag bearer of Russia, steeped in Russian sporting history. So a huge number of athletes here, and by far the most successful nation according to medals, both gold medals and total number of medals won at the Winter Games. In fact, the first Winter Universiade in Russia, this one, in 2013 Kazan hosted the Summer Games, and then in 2017 Russia won the Universiade in Almaty, came out on top of the medal table. winning 29 gold medals, 27 silver, 15 bronze. And already, as the games just get underway, they are unbeaten so far across two sports. They beat Norway 4-0 and Kazakhstan 9-1 at Bandy last night. And their women's hockey team beat Switzerland a whopping 10-0. No wonder they're excited. But those summer Universiade games that they held in 1973 really put the spotlight on athletes that would become huge names in Olympic sport, like Olga Korbut, the gymnast, the Italian sprinter Pietro Menea, Soviet pentathlete Nadezhda Tkachenko, who went on to win gold at the Moscow Olympics a few years later. And that is the thing about these games. You keep an eye out for the medalists. You keep an eye out for those who are putting in really good performances, because they will be the stars of the future. And you can just feel that excitement. Been a lot of investment in the city. A lot of investment within the infrastructure of these brand new venues. There's a lot riding on this. It means a lot to the organisers and the nation of Russia. And you'll get a feel for what it means and the sentiments they're trying to get across as the opening ceremony unfolds once the Russians take their seats. In case you're worried, those little walking, dancing snowflakes with plastic bags over their heads, we think they have some sort of air pump blowing into those bags to keep them inflated. We wrap up the athletes' procession. We have a few minutes now of the solemn ceremony, the national anthems, presentation of both the Russian flag and the FISU flag.
29th Winter Universiade 2019 in Krasnoyarsk.
Дамы и господа, государственный флаг Российской Федерации.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national flag of the Russian Federation.
Флаг несет
The flag is carried by
Александр Меньков, чемпион мира, серебряный призер Универсиады по прыжкам в длину.
Alexander Menkov, world champion, Universiade silver medal winner in long jump.
Наталья Гербулова, двукратная чемпионка России, серебряный призер чемпионата мира среди юниоров по биатлону.
Natalia Gerbalova, two-time Russian champion, World Junior Championship silver medal winner in biathlon.
Арас Эмиров, строитель, победитель чемпионата «Молодые профессионалы России».
Araz Emirov, constructor, winner of the World Skills Russia Championship.
Марина Арбузова, пекарь, победитель чемпионата «Молодые профессионалы России».
Marina Arbuzova, baker, winner of the World Skills Russia Championship.
Юрий Ветровский, баянист-виртуоз, лауреат международных конкурсов.
Yuri Vetrovsky, virtuoso pianist, winner of international competitive.
Дарья Манза, скрипачка, лауреат 15-х молодежных дельфийских игр России.
Daria Manza, violinist, winner of the 15th Youth Delphic Games in Russia.
Дамы и господа, исполняется государственный гимн Российской Федерации. Просим вас встать.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the Russian Federation.
Dostoяние на всех
Россия счастливо продолжит традиции движения университетского спорта. Давайте вспомним лучшие моменты прошлых универсиад.
Russia is happy to follow the traditions of the university sports movement. Let's remember the moments of the previous Universiads.
Дамы и господа, президент Международной федерации университетского спорта Олег Васильевич Матыцин.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the International University Sports Federation, Oleg Matitsyn.
Уважаемый господин президент России, дорогие организаторы, участники и гости, дорогие друзья, для меня большая честь приветствовать вас от имени Международной федерации университетского спорта в торжественный день начала 29-й Всемирной зимней универсиады в Красноярске. Это крупнейшее в мире спортивное событие 2019 года открывает новую страницу в летописи международного студенческого движения. Впервые в его 70-летней истории зимняя универсиада приходит в Россию и встает в один ряд с глобальными спортивными форумами, которые были успешно и ярко организованы в этой стране. Сегодня внимание мировой общественности обращено на Красноярск, богатый своей природой, историей, людьми, на возможности и перспективы, которые здесь созданы для развития спорта и социальной инфраструктуры. От имени Международного университетского спортивного сообщества выражаю глубокую признательность руководству России, Организационному комитету и всему Красноярскому краю за высокий стандарт подготовки универсиады. Россия вновь подтвердила свою репутацию надежного партнера, для которого ценности спорта, просвещения, здоровья будущих поколений являются государственными приоритетами. Dear friends, allow me to now welcome the delegations from 58 countries and 650 universities with us here at the Platinum Arena Krasnoyarsk. I am particularly happy to greet the nations which have joined us at the Winter Universiade for the very first time. You are all about to celebrate some very special days together. It has taken so much planning, hard work, and dedication from FISU, the organizing committee, and international winter sport federations to create a world-class stage ready for athletes to shine. But sport is not only the reason why Universiade is special. Russia is famous for its culture and hospitality. After you have experienced these things, I'm sure that when we meet here again for the closing ceremony, you will feel the same warm feelings toward Siberia that FISU already feels. Very soon, the Universiade flame will light up the cauldron of the 29th Winter Universiade. Dear athletes, as the flame lights up your performances in the coming days, please remember the values and principles that FISU and sports stand for. You have worked hard to get here. We know that you have given countless hours to your training and your preparation. We salute your effort. Please take now a moment to recognize that giving your best performances will require more than your talent and your training. Friendship, fair play, dignity, and mutual respect are at the heart of sport and Olympism. Believe in these principles, and the rewards will be greater than you can imagine. And do not forget to enjoy the time you will spend here with each other. It will be a special time, one that you will remember and that will guide you for the rest of your life. And you will go on to become the leaders of tomorrow. It's a great honor for all of us that in a few moments, the President of Russia will declare the Universiade open. But before that happens, you have one more special message from another big supporter of university sport, Dr. Thomas Bach, the President of International Olympic Committee. All that remains for me is to wish all of you a fantastic Universiade. Thank you so much and good luck.
Дамы и господа, видеообращение президента Международного олимпийского комитета Томаса Баха.
Ladies and gentlemen, a video message from the President of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach.
Dear President of the Russian Federation, Your Excellency Mr. Vladimir Putin, dear FISU President Oleg Matitsyn, dear athletes, dear fans, dear friends, as you gather for the 29th Winter Universiade in Krasnoyarsk, one thing is for sure. The coming days of competition will be an unforgettable experience for all of you. As the motto of this Universiade says, you will experience real winter. And what better place to do so than in the heart of Siberia, Russian Federation. From my own experience of the Universiade, when I was a student, as you can tell, this was only just a short time ago. I know of the excitement that every athlete feels before the competition begins. So I wish all the athletes the very best. This is your time to shine in the sport you love so much. For many of you, this Winter Universiade will be an important milestone for a future career in sport. I can only encourage you to make the most of this unique experience. And who knows, perhaps Krasnoyarsk will be the beginning of your journey to the Olympic Winter Games Beijing 2022. To all the athletes I say, always compete in the Olympic spirit of friendship, respect and fair play. Enjoy the sports. Give it your best in the competitions. The Universiade has a wonderful atmosphere of openness and possibility that is shared by university students across the globe. With an open mind and an open heart, you will leave this Winter Universiade with new experience and, most importantly, with new friends from around the world. I wish you all the very best. Enjoy this Winter Universiade together.
Дамы и господа, президент Российской Федерации Владимир Владимирович Путин.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin.
Добрый вечер, дорогие друзья. Добро пожаловать в Россию. Сегодня в Красноярск, на берега нашей великой сибирской реки Енисей, пришел всемирный праздник студенческого спорта. Праздник молодости и дружбы, упорной и честной борьбы. Тысячи атлетов из десятков стран мира покажут свое мастерство, силу, скорость, выносливость и, конечно, волю к победе, твердый характер и уважение к сопернику. Уверен, что каждому из вас эти дни запомнятся на всю жизнь, подарят только самые радостные, добрые впечатления и обязательно войдут в историю мирового спорта яркой страницей. Именно такими стали и летняя универсиада в Казани, игры в Сочи, чемпионат мира по футболу, все крупные спортивные форумы, которые принимала Россия. И провела их не просто на достойном, а на высочайшем уровне. Своих гостей мы всегда встречаем по-русски радушно, с традиционным российским гостеприимством, с открытым сердцем. И искренне благодарны вам, спортсменам, тренерским штабам и федерациям, за общую приверженность идеалам спорта, за готовность следовать его лучшим традициям. Поздравляю всех с началом соревнований и желаю удачи, убедительных, красивых, ярких побед. Объявляю 29-ю Всемирную зимнюю универсиаду открытой.
Дамы и господа, флаг Международной Федерации университетского спорта.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flag of the International University Sports Federation.
Флаг несут послы 29-й Всемирной зимней универсиады 2019 года в Красноярске.
The flag is carried by the ambassadors of the 29th Winter Universiade 2019 in Krasnoyarsk.
Алексей Ягудин, олимпийский чемпион, четырехкратный чемпион мира по фигурному катанию на коньках.
Alexei Yagudin, Olympic champion, four-time world champion in figure skating.
Светлана Мастеркова, двукратная олимпийская чемпионка в беге на 800 и 1500 метров, чемпионка мира в беге на 1500 метров.
Svetlana Mesterkova, two-time Olympic champion in 800 and 1500 meters, world champion in 1500 meters.
Николай Алюнин, серебряный призер Олимпийских игр, победитель универсиады по сноуборду.
Nikolai Alunin, Olympic Games silver medal winner, Universiade champion in snowboard.
Ольга Жаркова, чемпионка Европы, победительница универсиады по керлингу.
Olga Zharkova, European champion, Universiade champion in curling.
Кирилл Веселов, четырехкратный чемпион мира по спортивному ориентированию.
Kirill Veselov, four-time world champion in orienteering.
Дарья Антонюк, певица, победительница шоу «Голос».
Daria Antoniuk, singer, winner of the Voice Russia contest.
Дамы и господа, исполняется гимн Международной Федерации Университетского спорта. Просим вас встать.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the anthem of the International University Sports Federation.
Дамы и господа, от имени всех спортсменов клятву приносят.
Ladies and gentlemen, to take the oath on behalf of all athletes,
Любовь Никитина, фристайл.
Lyubov Nikitina, freestyle skiing.
Максим Буров, фристайл.
Maxim Burov, freestyle skiing.
On behalf of all the student athletes, I promise that we shall take part in the Universiade, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern it, committing ourselves to a sport without doping and without drugs, in the true spirit of sportsmanship, fair play, for the glory, for the honor of our teams and for the achievement of international university sports movement.
Дамы и господа, от имени всех судей и официальных лиц клятву приносят.
Ladies and gentlemen, to take the oath on behalf of all judges and technical officials,
Наталья Веневцева, керлинг.
Natalia Venevtseva, curling.
Иван Мелехов, биатлон.
Ivan Melikov, biathlon.
On behalf of all the judges and technical officials, I promise that we shall officiate in this Universiade with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern it, in true spirit of sportsmanship.
Дамы и господа,
Ladies and gentlemen,
добро пожаловать в Россию!
welcome to Russia.
Добро пожаловать в Красноярск!
Welcome to Krasnoyarsk.
Мы приглашаем вас в увлекательное путешествие по Енисейской Сибири.
We invite you on an exciting journey to Yenisei, Siberia.
Дальний исток великого Енисея, покидая отеческие пенаты Саян, прирастает силой почти 500 рек и становится одной из самых полноводных и протяженных водных артерий мира. Большая вода, широкая душа Сибири. Енисей — неразрывная связь времен, устремленная в будущее. Енисей объединяет культуры самобытных народов, которые гордо называют себя детьми одной реки. Енисейская Сибирь — это крепкий характер, воспитанный могучей рекой.
This next piece celebrates the mighty Yenisei River that we've seen those magnificent shots of. It's the largest of the three great Siberian rivers that rise in Mongolia to the south and flow right across into the Arctic Ocean. And it's because of the river that the city of Krasnoyarsk is where it is. Its docks, its industry, even its electricity comes from the power of the water. 20 minutes from now, you'll know all about it. It divides the city in two. And I've noticed the most often asked question here amongst Krasnoyarsks is, which bank do you live on? And later in the show, we'll find out about the bridges that unify the city. But right now, we're celebrating the indigenous people who made their lives along the river's banks. This is a dramatic local legend being acted out now. I'll try to simplify it. Angara, the daughter of the mighty Baikal, falls in love with our hero, Yenisei. Her father won't let her leave and imprisons Angara in an icy tower. Fear not, though. Angara is helped by underground springs to break free, and despite her father's desperate attempts to stop her, she gets away and finds her love, Yenisei. Together they become a deep and generous river which gives life to Siberia. We do like a happy ending. Water surface covered with ice becomes a mirror, and it's reflecting the northern lights, a symbol of love between Angara and Yenisei, and today a source of tourism to the region. Back to modern times now, and a world of hashtags and selfies. In fact, why not get your face on the show right now? Just hashtag your selfie, and you might see it on the big screen here in the arena. And it'll get picked up by the TV cameras and beamed around the world. And this sequence wants to emphasize the importance of social networks and the internet as a bridge between countries, and the chance that technology brings for a person to present himself to the world and make an impact. Sparrow back on stage. Our two central characters here, supposed to be representing the he and she, the anonymous social media users, who over the next few minutes will get to know each other better through social interaction, human interaction. Quite rightly, a round of applause. This is a really impressive moment. The drapes fall from the roof. On them are the paintings of Vasily Surikov. You can see the portraits becoming real. They're going to invite our modern day girl into a traditional dance.
Чем к милому сходить. Валенки, валенки, эх, да не подшиты старенький. Валенки, валенки, ух, да не подшиты старенький.
Russians everywhere will recognise this as a traditional children's song. Singer Nyusha bringing it up to modern times, and they lead us into a holiday festival, the Maslenitsa. 8 number ones for Nusha in Russia. A national record. He's so cute, isn't he? His name is Laika. He's the official mascot and a breed of Siberian Husky, and he is everywhere. Yes, he's been around the country promoting the games, but you should see his presence in Krasnoyarsk. We're being invited to a traditional welcome feast. The samovar is boiling away nicely. And they do like a nice cup of lemon tea. boys, girls, mums, dads, grannies, grandpas, all taking part in the traditional folk dance called the Pereplias. I want a jacket like that. The kids are tired. Time to go home. Party's over. So the paper boat, representing our baby heroine's hopes and dreams, floats towards her on the Yenisei. A lullaby to return us all to childhood. And a deep slumber that sees dreams come true. The wizard moon flashes in the night sky. And who's that on the wizard moon? None other than Zara, a real favourite of the crowd here in the arena.
Месяц, волшебник, зажег share with your money a dream of your own. Tomorrow, for now, lullaby. Пусть ночь мою нас и уносит прекрасные дали. Пусть все случится хоть раз, все, о чем мы, как дети, мечтали.
Keep a lookout for the acrobats representing the flight of dreams. They really are amazing.
So let the night cradle us and take us away to the magic where we at last follow our dream and catch it. Once a magical dream among stars. Месяц волшебник зажег фонари. Наша любовь землю обнимает, согревает.
Famous in Russia, well, for most of her life. She was a child prodigy and is still everywhere across Russian media, Zara. And if you're wondering about her sultry looks, they're from her Armenian parents. Meanwhile, our dreams are still floating on the river.
Мы всегда стремились познать природу, жить в ее ритме, понять ее законы. Мы приложили немало сил. Знания не дались нам легко. Но теперь эта сила с нами навсегда. В наших руках камень стал послушным. На наших глазах огонь стал кротким. Мы создаем наследие. Мы создаем, как создавала природа. Приумножаем наши богатства, работая, не покладая рук. Наши знания спасают жизни. Наши стремления не знают границ. Наши успехи дают уверенность. Мы знаем многое, но продолжаем учиться. Задаем вопросы и находим ответы, зная с каждым днем все больше. Мы делаем красивее наш дом и устремляем взгляд к звездам. Здесь совершаются открытия и меняется мир. Здесь бьется сердце огромной страны. И ты слышишь его сейчас.
Well, Krasnoyarsk is a major industrial centre, as you saw in that video. Also a centre of learning, though. There's a real mix of traditional industry, paper mills, aluminium, gold mining, hydroelectricity, which, by the way, is why the Yenisei River no longer freezes. But the city is also a learning hub for modern industry. And this is what's being celebrated in this next piece. And appropriately enough, given it's hosting the Universiade, the city hosts 30 higher education institutes, including the Russian Academy of Science, the Siberian Aerospace University, the Siberian Federal University, and it's on the Federal University campus that the main games village has been located. So very much a youthful city, going places. That's the message from this section. edge towards the grand finale and the lighting of the flame. It's time to celebrate Krasnoyarsk as one of the cultural centres of Russia. We're celebrating the famous painter Andrei Pozdiv. He was from Krasnoyarsk, died in 1998, but his paintings and memory live on. Hear the voice of opera singer Dmitry Khavorostovsky, who died only aged 55 back in 2017, another great artist of Krasnoyarsk. Alexei Yagudin, one of the country's greatest figure skaters. They've had a few dances his way along the Yenisei River below the arches of the bridge that unites the city. How they've turned the ice into a bridge defies logic. But we're building now to the grand finale, the lighting of the flame.
Дорогие участники Универсиады, вас приветствует командир Международной космической станции, космонавт Роскосмоса Олег Кононенко. Хочу поздравить вас с началом соревнований. Универсиада – это символ разных, но схожих по духу людей, для которых не существует преград. Вы смотрите вперед, ставите перед собой цели, стремитесь к их достижению. Помните, что ваши победы станут для миллионов юных сердец путеводной звездой и доказательством того, что все возможно. Цените и оберегайте нашу планету. Глобальные проблемы все еще существуют, но общими усилиями мы обязательно найдем способ решения даже самых трудных задач. Так, на протяжении многих лет мостами между странами и континентами становятся новые технологии, научные открытия, достижения в культуре и, конечно же, в спорте. Сибирь и настоящая русская зима – это тоже мост, пройдя по которому вы обретете друзей и станете частью одной большой спортивной семьи. Земля – наш общий дом. Огонь Универсиады облетел его от края и до края. Сейчас он в ваших руках. Пришло время зажечь пламя спорта, пламя мира, пламя любви. Удачи вам!
Огонь 29-й Всемирной зимней универсиады 2019 года в Красноярске.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flame of the 29th Winter Universiade 2019 in Krasnoyarsk.
Огонь несет
The flame is carried by
Надежда Морозова, двукратная победительница универсиады по хоккею с шайбой.
Nadezhda Morozova, two-time Universiade champion in ice hockey.
Алексей Бугаев, трехкратный паралимпийский чемпион по горнолыжному спорту.
Alexei Bugaev, three-time Paralympic champion in alpine skiing.
Динара Сафина, серебряный призер Олимпийских игр по теннису.
Dinara Safina, Olympic Games silver medal winner in tennis.
Светлана Хоркина, двукратная олимпийская чемпионка по спортивной гимнастике.
Svetlana Khorkina, two-time Olympic champion in artistic gymnastics.
Сергей Ломанов, 11-кратный чемпион мира по хоккею с мячом.
Sergei Lomanov, 11-time world champion in bandy.
Oh, well done. It worked beautifully. The flame lit by a comet fired into the air by an ice hockey player. We should mention the creative director, Ilya Averbuk, who sports fans will know as one of Russia's most famous ice dancers, world champion, European champion, silver medalist at the Olympic Games, and now famous for choreographing many top TV shows in Russia, and the mind behind a lot of the scenes and the entertainment that we've watched here this evening. Alex Sparrow with the official theme of the 29th Winter Universiade. This is our country, this is our winter, he sings. He's almost got the VIPs rocking. Well, as the party continues inside the Platinum Arena, that's it for the opening ceremony. But now, of course, the action begins. Bandy and ice hockey began yesterday, and tomorrow, alpine skiing, snowboarding, freestyle skiing and cross-country get underway, and we'll have the first medals to be won as well. So 10 fantastic days of 11 winter sports in prospect in what promise to be fabulous venues. Well, the first memories have already been made here tonight, but how many are still to be created as we follow all the twists and turns of this 29th Winter Universiade? For now, from me, Alec Wilkinson in Krasnoyarsk, Siberia, it's goodbye.
Дамы и господа, благодарим вас за участие в церемонии открытия 29-й Всемирной зимней универсиады 2019 года в Красноярске.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating in the opening ceremony of the 29th Winter Universiade 2019 in Krasnoyarsk.
Желаем вам приятного вечера и успешных дней соревнований.
We wish you a nice evening and all the best for the upcoming competitions.
В церемонии открытия 29-й Всемирной зимней универсиады 2019 года в Красноярске принимали участие
The performers of the 29th Winter Universiade 2019 in Krasnoyarsk opening ceremony,
солисты
headliners,
Зара,
Zara,
Нюша,
Nusha,
группа Quattro,
Quattro Music Band,
Алексей Ягудин,
Alexei Yagudin,
диджей-проект S Brothers S,
S Brother S DJ Project,